Okay. So can you see the screen, children?
Yes, sir.
Today we are doing mode. Now, what is we last time we did median. Prior to that, we did mean, and today we are going to do mode. Now, mode formula says L1 plus F1 minus F0. That is not O, that is 0, children, divided by 2 F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Now, F1 is very commonly written many places as Fm also. So this 1 can also be written as M. So what does that mean? So let us understand the formula. The formula here says L1. L1 is equal to lower limit of modal class. Again, today, like last time, we had the word median class, which we found out by doing n by 2. Today, we are having the word modal class. Then we have F1, sometimes also known as Fm, whatever is convenient, you can remember that. There is no harm in that. It is the frequency of modal class. Then you have F0, which is frequency preceding the modal class. Then we have F2. F2 is equal to frequency following the modal class. And we have H. H remains the same, and that is height of a class, also known as width of a class, also known as length of a class, or class interval, commonly known as class interval. So everywhere, if you observe, we've got this word coming up: modal class, modal class, modal class. Now, what is modal class? So basically, your modal class is the class having the highest frequency. Class having the highest frequency, or maximum frequency, rather, we can say. The highest frequency or maximum, the actual word should be maximum, but easy to understand is highest frequency. Is the formula understood by you?
Yes, sir.
Now, no formula will be understood until we actually do the sum. So let's go to the question now. This is the question. I've taken multiple questions here. Let's see only the first question. I'll just hide the other one so that it won't interfere into our calculations. Okay. Can you see the question here? The class says marks and the frequency is the number of students. Now here, if you look at the formula, it says modal class, modal class, modal class. So like in median, we have to identify the median class. In mode, we need to identify the modal class. Now, what is the modal class as written here? Modal class is the class having the highest frequency. Modal class is the class having the highest frequency. So, coming back to the question, which is the class having the highest frequency? Can anyone identify here?
40 to 50.
40 to 50, and the frequency is 32, correct?
32.
So, this particular class becomes our model class. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So you look at the highest frequency. Going further, what is F0 or FM? Now have a look. F1, why I call it 1 is because it becomes easy to trace 0 and 2 after that. F1 or FM is the frequency of the model class. That means this particular 32 is your F0. Okay, please adjust with that 0 not coming down because in Excel we don't have subscript and superscript. So that's how it becomes. So F0. I'll try out. Yes, F0. Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now, what would be your F1? Sorry, my mistake. Kindly excuse, children. This is F1, not F0. The frequency of the model class is F1. Now, what is F0? Very simple. 0 comes before 1 and 2 comes after 1. You understood what I did here? So
Yes, sir.
basically, that is why I take it as F1 rather than FM. This particular frequency FM can also be alternatively written as FM. M here stands for frequency of model class. But why do we take it as F1? So it's very easy to trace. If 1 is here, 2 will be after 1 and 0 will be before 1. So how to identify the model class? The class with the highest frequency becomes your model class. Is this understood by all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now going to the formula. Our formula says L1 plus, so let us see what is L1. L1 stands for the lower limit of the model class. Now we are having a class as 40 to 50. What should be the lower limit? 40. So rewriting the formula for mode for you to understand. Mode is equal to L1 lower limit. So as I write the formula, I'll go on showing you the representation. So lower limit is 40. So 40 plus. Now the next part is into brackets. The bracket is not important. I've just put it so that your calculation becomes convenient. F1 minus F0. So what is F1? 32. What is F0? 20. So 32 minus 20 divided by 2 F1. So we have F1 as 32 already written. So 2 F1, that is 2 into 32 minus F0. So we also have F0, which is 20 minus F2. Now F2 is the frequency following the model class, which is 18. So F2 is 18 multiplied by H. What is H we had discussed earlier? H is the height of a class, the class
Grade of
interval.
the class.
Yes, height of a class interval, width of a class, also known as length of a class. So many names for that particular H. So here if you see, I also taught you one trick. Normally the formula for height of a class is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Sorry, that is upper limit minus lower limit. Excuse me, that was the upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2 is for the midpoint. And class interval is upper limit minus lower limit. But I also told you one more important thing is don't take it horizontally. When it is a discontinuous class, you'll have a problem. Take it any two numbers vertically. So the difference between 20 and 10, 40 and 30. So here H is 10. So let's solve this step by step. If some of you all are very good at your calculations or can very fluently handle the calculator very effectively, after the second formula representation and then interpreting the data into it, you can directly give me the answer. Otherwise, you can do it step by step. So 32 minus 20, I'm going to get 12 divided by. Now, first we will do the particular step here, and then we'll continue. 2 into F1. So that will be 2 into 32, 64, minus 20, minus 18 into 10. 40 plus, so 64 minus 20 minus 18, you will get your answer as 26. So 12 upon 26 into 10. Now, since this is multiplication, how to do it? So your simple way of doing it is 40 plus, you first do 12 into 10. So you can do the calculations like this, 12 into 10, this part, 120. Divided by 26. So you get 40 plus 4.15. So your mode will equal to 44.15. Is this understood, children? Yes? Can someone
Yes,
give me a
sir.
response, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's take up the next sum. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I've already written the sum for you all and kept. So the second sum. Now, what is different compared to the previous sum in this sum? Can anyone help me with that? What is different compared to the previous sum we just did to the sum what you see right now? Can you see anything different here? Yes, am I audible, class?
Yes, sir.
So what is different compared to the previous sum I did? Between these two sums, can you tell me what is the difference here? The difference here is the previous sum we did, the classes were exclusive or continuous. But the current sum which we are doing, the classes are
Inclusive.
inclusive or discontinuous. Now, the first and the most important thing you need to do whenever you are doing median and mode is convert the class into a continuous class. Those who are good at calculations need not convert the entire data into continuous. You need to only convert the model class. So let's first identify the model class. Now, as discussed, model class is the class with the highest frequency. The highest frequency comes to 40 to 44. So if you want to save time, even when you're doing median, convert only the median class or the model class. But in case you think you're going to get confused, how to convert, as discussed, you do minus 0.5 on one side and plus 0.5 on the other side. So you have to do minus 0.5 and plus 0.5. Okay. So minus 0.5 and plus 0.5. Now, start doing minus 0.5 and plus 0.5. How do you do minus 0.5 and plus 0.5? 30 minus 0.5, you will get 29.5 to 34.5. Now the trick at doing this is don't keep subtracting all the others. Whatever you get on the right hand side, you copy for the next one on the left hand side. And whatever is on the right hand side, you simply go on adding 0.5. Again, 39.5 is on the right hand side. I copy it on the left hand side, and 44 I write as it and add 0.5. Now again, 44.5 from the right I copy to the left, and I simply write 49.5, and that process goes on. Again, right hand side we have 54.5, we take it to the left hand side, and the right hand side is 59.5, 59 we add 0.5. Again, from the right, 59.5 comes to the left, the right remains 64, add 0.5. So this is a way of doing it, and those who are good at it can only convert one class. There is no need, because the other data is not of any use for us. But if you think there are chances of you getting confused, then the best part is to convert the entire data and not to let it go. Okay. Now, as we discussed, model class is F1. Model class is F1. So 0 will be prior to 1. So F0.
24 will be F2.
Correct. So following will be F2. So F2 will be 24. And this becomes our model class with the highest frequency. Now we've got the data. Let's start solving the sum. So let's write the formula again. Mode is equal to
Li plus.
L1 plus, not
Okay.
Li beta, L1. So that means the first limit. That's how I put it. F1 minus
F0.
divided by 2F1 minus F0
F0
minus
minus F2
into H.
high.
I or H. Either way, you
H.
can use both. Yes, both are permitted to be used. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start solving the sum. Lower limit. Now here there is 40 to 44. Which one will you take? Will you take 40 or will you take 44? So the answer is
44.
neither. You don't take both. When the class is discontinuous, you don't take this class. You have to only concentrate on a continuous class when you are doing more. So your lower limit will be 39.5 and not 40. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
So remember, for mode and median, you need a continuous classification. So 39.5. Please remember this part. I'm underlining it for you here. Plus F1 is 28. So 28 minus F0 is 15. Below that, F2 is 24. So divided by 2 into 28 minus 15 minus 24 into H. Now, if you look at the discontinuous class, as I said, class interval is upper limit minus lower limit. But if you do it on a discontinuous class, your answer will come as 4. Because this is an inclusive, so it will be wrong. However, if you check in a continuous class now, it is 34.5 minus 29.5. So answer here will come 5. So the best and the safest option is do any two numbers vertical. 40 minus 35, 54 minus 49, and so on. So that is how you do it. So your class interval now, or the H, or the height of a class, is 5. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's do the calculations together now. Plus 28 minus 15. Answer comes to 13 divided by 2 into 28, which is 56, minus 15 minus 24 into 5. We further move on and do the calculations of the denominator. So 39.5 plus 56 minus 15 minus 24 is 13 upon 17 into 5. Now, what is the next step you do is you multiply 13 into 5. The answer will be 39.5 plus 65 upon 17. Children, can you all please mute yourself so that there's no noise? We're trying to record this. Thank you. 39.5 plus. So if you divide 65 by 17, you get 3.82. 3.82. So you do 39.5 plus 3.82. Your answer for mode is equal to 43.32. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
So I assume you all have copied this sum. So let's go to the next question. Again, less than 5 and 40 and above. So you don't have to worry. These are known as open-ended and close-ended classes. Open-ended and close-ended. So when I say 40 and above, it could be above anything, 40, 50, 60. Less than 5 is, of course, since it's less than, I don't think so we can drop below 0 for absent days. So the number of days absent means how many days students are absent and number of students. Again, we need to find out mode. To find out mode, we need the modal class. Which one here should be our modal class? Can anyone help me get the answer for the modal class?
15 to 20.
240.
240.
240. The highest frequency becomes your modal class. Okay, so whatever is the modal class becomes F what? 1. F1. So below the modal class, after 1 comes 2. And before 1 comes
F0.
0. So we've got the. Now, do you need to convert this data into continuous data? Or is it already continuous?
Already continuous.
What is continuous also known as? Inclusive
Exclusive.
or yes, exclusive. Exclusive. Because understand again, in a continuous data, when we are counting, suppose it's 15 to 20, you don't consider 15, you exclude 15. So you count 16 onwards. So let's write down the formula again. Mode is equal to L1 plus F1 minus F0 to F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. So what is L1 for us here? 15 plus F1 is 240 minus F0 is 120 divided by 2 into 240 minus 120 minus F2 is 185
5.
into Now class interval is the difference between two numbers. I said preferably vertical. So is again 15 plus 120 divided by 480 minus 120 minus 185 into 5. So 480 is equal to 15 plus 120 divided by, now 480 minus 120 minus 185 will give you 175 into 5. Now, as I said, multiplication, first you do this, multiply 120 into 5. So 15 plus 600 divided by 175. So answer here will be 15 plus 3.42 or 43, preferably 43 because it is 428. So your mode is equal to 18.43. Have you all understood this?
Yes, sir.
Within a class or two children, okay?
Yes, sir.